Cover 4 Sports. Getting late start here tonight because Anthony doesn't know how to wake up. So new tradition, when somebody shows up late, they got to take a shot. So we're gonna ride back to the new bar.
Yeah,
the new bar we put in here, and Anthony, for being 2 hours late, we're gonna start off with one shot here.
Yep.
Black advertisement here, Black Eye Whiskey. It's terrible.
Is it whiskey?
Sorry, it's vodka.
We're gonna make him take 1 per hour that he showed up late, and that would actually be 2.
So this is his first to start. We'll get it.
I was really tired.
Wake you up.
Oh, he took so long to take it. Makes me want to see him take it again.
I hate vodka.
Yep.
Alright, one more.
No. We'll get to it in a second. Well, when he says something stupid, we'll get him another shot.
Cover 4 sports, covered by 4 dudes.
That's true. Alright, we're going to cover 4 sports, but we're not going to actually cover 4 sports tonight. We're just going to cover one. The NFL has had a lot going on, guys. We're going to start with top headlines. The top headline today here is we're going to talk about the trades, big trades. And we're not done with the trade deadline, but we really want to jump into a couple of big ones that's happened here. So, Dawson, I know you wanted to talk about CMC. How you feel about this?
You have to talk about CMC. I mean, what a huge trade that was. And we saw him perform, actually, short week, by the way, to San Fran, and he only was in, like, I think 25-27% snaps, and he performed really well in those snaps. And I just think that's so pivotal for San Fran. He was already in a really bad offense with Carolina.
KC still kicked the shit out of him.
I didn't change any of our game picks.
We all still love KC. That was cover 4 for sure. Cover 4.
Yeah. But I do think CMC does have a bright future in San Fran. I mean, way better offensive line, way better defense. I think he's definitely a contender on
and you only give Kyle Shanahan 3 days to draw a place for him. I'm scared about the day when there's plays for
It's
him.
going to come clutch in those playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's close, and we're KC, that's good, they're airing out and stuff like that. It's not really the run game situation, but when you get in those close playoff situations, CMC is going to be that deal breaker.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's more of like a great ad for like Trey Lance 40-yarders going forward, more so than it is going to help this team this year.
Yeah, run option with Trey Lance and CMC is going to be dangerous. But the question is, can you hang on to that contract that CMC has, because it's structured to be good, complimentary this year, but next year not so much. And
they're not going to pay that much and not get him.
You never know. They probably can restructure. I mean, running backs are obviously in this day and age are welcoming to restructure if you give them long-term deals with guaranteed money. So
how much does Jimmy G cost? Just
he doesn't cost. He may cost a lot, but he's not worth a lot. I will say that. But in general, I think it's good. Elijah Mitchell owners got to be very upset.
Oh, definitely upset.
Because you've been waiting for him to come back from the injury. Like, Jeff Wilson ain't shit. I'm just trying to trade Jeff Wilson. Oh man, and then
in our league, the guy who has Elijah Mitchell also has CMC, so he's like nice, but like
it's like just a lateral move for me. Basically, like I just lost a possible RB1 that could have come back. So but I think in general you're right. I mean, Dawson, it's a big move for the 49ers, but in the long-term implications. But I don't know.
I'm excited to see how
it's going to be exciting. It's more exciting than that Panthers offense. That's for sure.
Kadarius Toney actually just got traded to the Chiefs as well.
That is true. That is true.
And I'm not gonna lie, this one at face value, if this was earlier in the season and like before some other offseason moves, I'd be like, oh, that's insane. Kadarius Toney's value just went way up. But when you look at their offense,
early in the season it would have been like a second-round pick. Exactly. Now it's like a third conditional.
Kadarius.
First-round pick to begin with.
Yes, he was.
He was. Yep.
They've got McCole Hardman, they got Sky Moore, they got Kadarius Toney, they got Juju Smith-Schuster.
And that speed of Toney, whether he plays well in that New York offense.
I think for like any fantasy owners that want to like jump all over this though, I think there's just too many mouths to feed. Like I've been a Juju owner all year and I've seen him open. It's just there's too many people in this offense for him to
does Tony
feed the ball
slot
consistently
into
to everybody.
that Tyreek Hill?
I think I think it helps Tony's career. He's definitely not Tyreek Hill. It helps Tony for sure because he's going a better offense. But he gets more chances.
There's just too many mouths to feed.
But like fantasy wise, I'm not picking him up because there's people above him.
I feel like if anything, fantasy,
Yeah.
I feel like some of these other wide receivers took a hit because of it.
I picked him up. So
I mean, he goes from like 0.2 a game to like a couple points a game. So I mean, he's got some fantasy increase for sure.
I think you've got that. You've got a ceiling of he can be Tyreek Hill in this offense, or you have a floor of he never plays.
I think
like a Josh Gordon.
What's his 40 time?
I think it's like a 4.33.
I think whoever
he's fast.
Tony-
That was
Tony
his
is
whole
fast. Tony is
thing.
fast.
Whole thing coming out of Florida.
He's vanquished in the New York Giants offense.
Well, how are
I'm
you
still
supposed to hit a guy that fast when you throw the ball like Daniel
Well, I mean, we
Jones?
still need to see him perform though. He hasn't like played like all year.
I mean,
Everybody
truth be
knows.
told,
Look, I'm putting him on my fantasy team. He ain't playing this week. He ain't playing next week. But if he can beat, there's some upside there. There's some upside. Don't bet him.
I'm curious to see.
oddly enough, I feel like these other wide
upside.
receivers are trying to replace Travis Kelce because Travis Kelce has taken that Tyreek Hill #1 targeting throwing spot.
But someone's got to take the lid off, and McCole Hardman's not doing it.
I mean, Cole Hardman's he's got most of his
He's
rushing.
not taking the lid off. His last 3 touchdown passes have been 8 yards, 17 yards.
Yeah,
and
and
12
his
yards.
big plays have all been like runs. So that makes a lot of sense.
I'm curious to see how it goes in the offense.
Okay, all right. So there's a lot to be said about this, but there's excitement from it at least, which Kadarius Toney basically has been sequestered to the bench in New York. So I'm glad to see him in a spot he can possibly flourish. Yeah, he has a decent chance.
After this season, we'll know what he is because if you don't succeed with Pat Mahomes quarterback, then you're just not that talented.
All right. So let's move on to the next trade. So Quinn. Wow. I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
This move for the Eagles
Kind of
screams Super Bowl to me. But you are going for it. You go get a guy that Aaron.
Yeah,
let's talk about this, baby. Let's talk about
I love
this.
Rob.
It's really upsetting because that is a large improvement for that defense. The one thing I would say though is he had 18.5 sacks last year, which is crazy.
18.5. I didn't even know
You
that.
think the Eagles defense already good as it is. You add someone that had 18.5 sacks last year, like holy shit, like.
So is that Eagles
They're gonna
defensive line good, or is it just the secondary?
Oh,
I know we
yeah.
talk about Slay and the boys.
Okay, at the beginning of the year, Slay and Bradbury,
Yep.
both of those two were ranked 1 and 2 as a top shutdown cornerbacks, and that was before the season began. So probably some things changed, but they had very high expectations. And then they picked up people like Marquez Sweat. They already had some good people on there, like Cox. They got some beefy dudes up top or down low, anyways. And then you add some
18.5
But
sacks.
what I will say though is Quinn has been pretty inconsistent. So in the
I
last,
will tell you, the days before he joined the Bears, he was on the Dolphins, and man, we sold him for like a 6th round pick.
yeah, to us,
To
he
the
was
Cowboys,
great.
and you didn't even want him. So I
The
mean,
thing-
he paid off.
The thing is with Quinn is he has one really good year and then one bad year, one really good year, one bad year. So it's been on and off. And so last year he had 18.5 sacks. This year he only has like 1 sack and like 3 QB hits already.
So you think-
so
you
he's
think
obviously
that-
taking a huge drop off. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just by chance or whatever. But anytime you say Eagles, who are already the only undefeated team in the league, they add somebody that has 18.5 sacks last year. That's very worrisome to me, even though he hasn't produced this year. But sometimes if you don't have all the pieces around you, it kind of like limits your stats. And Chicago, they don't have that much talent around him. So in a situation like the Eagles, he might thrive if he's hopefully not.
So are you saying in this scenario, you're saying they're adding him on a down year, right? So the Bears sold high,
For sure, they only get,
Eagles bought low.
So the thing about this deal is the Bears, they paid most of Quinn's salary, and I think it was a 3rd or 4th round pick. It's one of those two. But I think it was a 4th round pick. All they had to get was a 4th round pick to get him, and the Bears paid the majority of his salary, which like blows my mind. So I'm like, if we could have gave up a 4th round pick and the Bears ate the salary, then I would have done it.
Well, we're all living in this world. I mean, what CMC went for a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and another 2nd in the next year. I mean, you look at the poll that the Panthers got for that. It's weak if you think about the talent of CMC. I looked at that and I went, "Holy shit! What are the Dolphins doing? Go get this guy!" I thought the demand. We even talked about it on the last podcast. The demand's like 2 first-round picks. I thought. that?
Yeah.
And then he gets sold for a song.
Almost right after the podcast, which was funny.
Yeah, it really was.
Literally, you had just left. There was like 5 minutes there. It was like, God, CMC just got traded. What I think was crazy about that is what they were demanding in the first place, because it was very realistic that they were going to lose CMC after the season anyways. His contract was coming towards the end, so it kind of makes sense, but.
I think you got a lot of GMs that missed out. They didn't realize how cheap the price was. They should have. Tony's not CMC. Yeah, but Tony's not CMC. CMC's like you're talking like when you have a hand of 5 running backs in the league. If you're drafting for fantasy, if you're talking about the best, he's always on your first 5.
He's always at least.
What's crazy, like what I feel like is like what's really crazy is the fact that the Niners got this value out of him, and that's great and all, but the Panthers aren't willing to sell DJ Moore. They traded out Robbie Anderson in a week. They go and they dish out CMC, and they're saying we're sticking our guns with DJ Moore, and like we're not fire selling.
And Burns too.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird too, because DJ Moore's like, I fucking hate this place.
Yeah, exactly.
Now talking about running back trades, staying on this topic, let's talk about James Robinson.
Okay, so Breece Hall.
Yeah,
gone.
ACL baby. And I'll tell you, as a Breece Hall owner in our fantasy league, that hurt.
I'll tell you as a James owner.
But then I wake up the next morning to my bench running back, the backup running back from Jacksonville, gets traded to the Jets. So I went from my backup running back from Jacksonville, who's on my bench, becoming the starting running back to replace Breece Hall. I didn't have to do a waiver pickup. It was amazing. I mean, now
You were very fortunate.
That was very fortunate. Now, what I will tell you is Robinson going to have the same impact in New York that Breece Hall had?
No.
Fuck no, he's not. Are you kidding me? Now this guy is pretty good. I love him. He's shifty, small. Reminds me a lot of a Maurice Jones-Drew type. Back in the day, the Jacksonville Maurice Jones-Drew, bulky. But he's got speed. He's not, no one's Maurice Jones-Drew. But I will tell you, except for maybe Darren Sproles. But I will tell you, I like this move for the Jets. They saw an immediate problem, solved it with at least, I'd say, a 75% fix. So the Jets, they're going for it this year. And everyone, I think, thought they were going to be crap. And they're going for it, and I think this move is one that proves to you that, okay, we lost our big running back guy, but we're not giving up. Let's go get somebody. Let's keep fighting for the division. Let's keep fighting for the AFC. And right now, they're top 3 in the AFC. It's hard to argue that fighting spirit. Yeah,
they got that dog in them.
The fact that they're making trades going for it instead of just like being in a rebuilding situation, like, I mean, if I was them, I wouldn't really be trading away assets right now. Like, yeah, they're overperforming where they should be, but like,
well, I don't think they give a lot away for it, did they?
It wasn't a lot. It was like a later round pick, but
what I thought was
conditional 6. That's it. I mean, that's not bad.
That's
not
actually
bad.
As an IT owner,
it is
8 weeks in, I've seen what James Robinson can do this season. He's still got plenty of athletic ability in him. 6th round for James Robinson is huge.
I mean, I started him a few weeks in my fantasy league over Breece Hall.
In
the beginning it worked out, but yeah,
that's because they were trying to work it in, like.
But man, Breece was just starting to come into his own. He was looking.
Comeback season on that is going to be hard.
Comeback. Call it now. Comeback player of the year next year.
Breece Hall comeback season.
For sure.
Well, hey, let's segue this into other headlines. We got all the trades, but let's talk about some teams that really fucking shocked us, and some teams that, man, they are in the goddamn gutter.
Oh my god! I'll throw in clips about Tampa and Green Bay from our segments from last week, dude. Because what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? You taking it or no?
I'm going to call the Packers, but I swear to God, if you lose this game, I am never picking the Packers for the rest of the season, no matter what the spread is. Cowboys. No, I don't care. I'm picking literally every other team against the Packers if you lose this game.
So you're gonna take Carolina?
Yeah.
Plus 11?
Say those words.
You have to say it out loud.
Say that you choose
Carolina. Nope, you're gonna take Bucs. Taking Bucs minus 11. All right, Aaron.
I'll take the Bucs.
Bucs minus 11. Can he say it out loud? It's so hard. It's like, ugh. It's like, you know what?
Third string quarterback. It's not even hard to
It is kind of hard after seeing how Tom Brady performed last week.
I mean, we
bold
are
letters right now.
Two cover fours, by the way.
Yeah, two cover fours that just blew it for us. I mean, we're gonna go through these, but I mean, segue into that. I mean, the Jets. We're talking about them now. They're going for it, right? Let's talk Jets. I mean, I don't understand this team as a Miami Dolphins fan, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you this. Even back in the days of Mark Sanchez, when they were making AFC Championship games, they always looked like crap. Even then, they snuck in there, and I fucking hate the goddamn Jets. But this team looks different.
This definitely isn't a butt fumble team.
It's not a butt fumble team.
They only had like 10 years of first round picks, like top 5, so like they should have something together.
They've built a foundation from those picks,
They
clearly.
should.
But what I don't quite understand is maybe this Robert Saleh guy has something going on. Maybe the brains that exist in New York, your Dables, your Salahs, and your McDermotts, maybe there's some brain power in New York all of a sudden.
I like Saleh for sure.
But what I will say about this team is I just don't get it. Outside of Sauce Gardner, love the sauce. Love the sauce.
Love the sauce.
Baby. Love the sauce. Take that shot for the sauce. For the sauce.
Jets, Jets.
A moment of silence for Anthony taking his favorite.
I was going to say, his dumbass doesn't know we're about to talk about the Giants next. But, so what I'll say about that is, man, these Jets, they've got something going on over there. I don't get it. Sauce Gardner looked good on the defense, but the rest of that defense is the same crap they've had before. Mm-hmm. The offense, Zach Wilson was there last year, but now all of a sudden he looks more in his own. I kind of thought he was not going to look great. And then, Garrett Wilson, I thought he was a game changer, kind of been non-existent in his last.
I mean, that and Elijah Moore both.
When you keep drafting shitty quarterbacks, it doesn't matter what receiver you pick.
But I'm just telling you, but they
can't give them the ball.
They don't look bad. So we'll see. I still, if you're asking me, this is a pretender team still. I think the problem is we've watched them win over teams we thought were good. And I think that's fair. That's what we're going to touch on next.
I think right now, before we move to section, I think one thing I got to say about that is this whole team is centered around Breece Hall and this run game. So how are they going to perform going forward? Like that's the test for the Jets.
Oh yeah,
they weren't.
So you think that'll be their downfall?
If there is a downfall, I think that's their downfall.
Well, now I think you're giving them a cop out because I think the downfall was coming anyways. But
if James Robinson does decent, then obviously there would have been a downfall anyways. If James Robinson goes and underperforms, who knows what Breece Hall would have done?
I mean that's all fair. But let's talk about a team that the Jets took down a week ago and just lost to the Washington Taylor Heineke's. And
after losing
I love seeing Aaron Rodgers suffer.
We need to talk about the fact. First off, Washington always just gets the name of their best player that week because they're not a real team. They're the Commanders, not the Redskins. They're not the Washingtons. So the Washington Heineke's, fucking A. Now, goddamn Kenyon Drake gets a touchdown.
Mark Andrews out for the rest.
And Mark Andrews out for the rest.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So we moved location, so we now get to actually watch the game during the podcast.
So you see me doing this. That's what's happening.
So the fucking Kenyon Drake drops.
Brooklyn.
Last week he had 0.5 points for my fantasy team. What a fucking piece of shit. All right. So, anyways, back to this. The Packers. Let's talk Packers.
Oh my god. Let's talk Packers.
Packers in disarray.
What's going on with that team?
I think it's the ayahuasca.
They're lost.
It's the ayahuasca. I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers has got the hair. He looks like the serial killer dad from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's smoking too much of the ayahuasca.
Aaron Rodgers should have gone to Denver instead of Russell Wilson. I'll put it like this. Aaron Rodgers can still make the throw that will bail you out, but there's nobody to make the catch that will bail you out.
You're absolutely right. You're right. Yeah. I mean, and you're talking Alan Lazard. What are they going to do this week? He's out.
He's made some physical grabs.
What do they got?
Dobbs is like the master of drops, though.
Yeah.
He's been dropping everything crazy.
Dobbs was irrelevant last week. You look at his like fantasy
drop Dobbs exactly. Drop Dobbs.
Well, and I know Cobb's hurt as well. So
and Cobbs is gassed.
He's old though. I mean, what do you expect?
He's old as shit. But
I haven't seen much of the games. Maybe this is my fault, but is it really all the drops, or is Aaron not making the?
If you look at their run game, their run game is still stout. The throws aren't there.
The drops are
really Aaron Rodgers came out with. He was like talking about how they're making mistakes in like 20% of the plays. They said like on 20% of the plays we have some kind of unexcusable mistake like a false start, illegal motion, or a drop pass or something like that. So on 20% of the plays, they're having game-altering like mistakes. And he said these guys, if they can't stop making mistakes, they shouldn't be able to play. And like we should give some of these backups more chances than the dudes that are playing right now, and they're making these drops and mistakes and penalties.
So he's ready to bring up the practice
Yeah,
squad.
he said we need to take reps away from these starters, and we should bring in the backups. That's what he said.
Well, see, man, my theory of smoking too much ayahuasca isn't holding ground.
But they're just making a lot of mistakes.
But they're falling apart.
You look at the score line. I mean, their defense isn't that bad. The defense is middle of the pack.
Yeah.
They're trying. It's just.
Well,
it's
and
not
Aaron
good
Jones,
this year.
as far as anyone have him in fantasy, but as far as I know, pretty good numbers.
He's been performing.
And AJ Dillon is solid RB2.
Yeah, obviously there's a little bit of AJ Dillon interference, but Aaron Jones, you watch him in these games, is still very physical, tough runner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point in the season, they need to reflect on like the origins of their team, and they need to lean on the run game a lot more. They have two of the most powerful back handers in the league, and they're just fucking it up with the passing game. They need to just run the ball.
Real quick, all I'm
control the
saying
clock.
is, from last year to this year, Cowboys down on mistakes with Mike McCarthy. Green Bay up on mistakes. Maybe Mike McCarthy is the secret ingredient here. Everybody's sleeping on him.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they were
last week. Definitely homework right there. I mean, last week we were talking about how the coaching was terrible for Mike McCarthy. We were literally last week just talking about how coaching is
flashback
terrible.
to him like the coach is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Flashback. Insert right now.
There's no reason that we shouldn't be a contender for a Super Bowl. We definitely have the talent for it.
So what's
The thing that holds me back is the head coach. Honestly.
I mean,
I think Chicago will win.
all right, we're not talking about.
We're not talking about that yet.
Oh, I do want to say, you guys are going to love this. So I've learned a lot before this podcast of random things that you guys are not going to know. This is my favorite one. Taylor Heineke, since he started last season, or the year before, after every game he wins, he goes and buys a pair of some clean ass shoes in the color of the team that he just beat.
Okay, that is bad.
Yeah, he got some fucking green and yellow Jordans right now. He's over here
Jordan throwback.
fucking stunned on Aaron Rodgers.
And you know Taylor Heineke grew up in Wisconsin. He's a Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah, I know he's loving just fucking
He's definitely
jerking on
he's
Aaron
two-stepping.
Rodgers.
They got pictures of him wearing the Brett Favre jersey and all that shit. I mean, So and he's just stunting on him right now because he probably doesn't like Aaron because he's more on the Brett Favre train. But all right. So we got one team, the Jets, rising, but they're gonna collapse. We got another team falling, but maybe if we can get someone to catch a ball. Right? Now let's talk about the team playing right in fucking front of us. The Buccaneers look, not horrible today, but good fucking God.
About
what happened against the Panthers?
8.5 minutes into this game, with the third quarter remaining, 8.5 minutes left. The score's 10-10, dead even. It's almost like we're at a 0-0. I'll say it now. Bucs find a way to lose this game. I have zero faith in this team.
I mean, Anthony? What
Receivers and Brady.
Receivers, you've got Mike Evans, you've got Godwin, you've got...
Receivers and Brady are the problem. I've watched these games.
Not on the same page?
Well, not on the same page. Drops. Tom Brady's just throwing over. I mean, maybe this whole Gazelle thing really is affecting him. I mean,
I'll be honest with you. This team does not look the same offensively.
What, are you telling me you still believe in this fucking piece of shit?
They lost to the Carolina Panthers, bro.
No, they didn't lose to the Carolina Panthers. They got fucking stumped.
3 points, bro. 4 quarters, 3 points, bro.
You know, last time...
Cowboys got destroyed by Denver Broncos last year. In a game that shouldn't have been anything like that.
Okay.
Alright, I don't even want to hear that.
Look. When it comes to NFL and it comes to playoff time and all that stuff, it's all about leadership. And if there's one thing you should have learned by now is that in Tom Brady's 5 years of playing NFL football, is he finds a way to win. Yes, it may not start out pretty, but last year he was bitching out the offensive, or last week he was bitching out the offensive lineman, telling him we gotta do better, we can be better, better than this. He will always find a way to get the most out of people, and you should have realized it by now. He's been in the league 25 years.
One question.
Maybe
he's
that's the problem. He's too fucking old.
No. He's had seasons like this where it doesn't start off great, and everybody counts him out. Everybody thinks, oh, sugar. retired, blah blah blah. And what does he do? He finds ways to win. You think how often are you gonna count on Mike Evans dropping a wide open touchdown pass? It's not gonna.
That was a first
it
drive
happened
of
one
the
time.
game.
If he
That
catches
was
that
one
touchdown,
touchdown.
that's
They did nothing for the
If he caught it, yeah, things would have been amazing. Things would have been great.
Oh, you're telling me he catches that ball, they win that game?
If he
Fuck
caught
off.
it,
Honestly,
it's
he
10 to
catches
20.
them like.
If he caught it, it's 10 to
99
20. Look, okay, Aaron, you're looking
And
at
then
the
not
changing the
just
previous
Tampa
notes.
Bay,
I have
but
one
game.
serious question.
Tampa Bay still has a really stout defense. They got the fucking greatest quarterback of all time as quarterback. They got Mike Evans. They got Godwin. 2 Pro Bowls. 2 Pro Bowlers. I'm not even passionate about that. I don't even like them. But especially after that, how they done the Cowboys last 2 years. I don't like them at all. But I like to say that they're out right now. To say that their season's over is trash. It's trash.
One
garbage.
Aaron, let me put
garbage.
One fucking question.
One question, and I want you to answer it. In 25 years, however long Brady's been in the league, how many has been divorced?
Oh, he literally
Gone.
got divorced so he could play more football. He cares
But
about
he's
football.
losing.
He cares about football more than his marriage. And you're trying to use that as an excuse?
And
You
you-
know what the fuck?
I'm
He's
not
like,
gonna use an excuse. I'm just saying this team is in
But
disarray.
you say using an excuse,
he
but
said-
he literally used
he
it as
said,
an excuse
"Bye,
last
Giselle.
week.
Bye, Giselle. I want to play football again." He knew he was getting in a relationship. but he
Later,
started playing
Joe, I
football.
really want to. I just
Hey,
want to
hey.
beat the Panthers.
All I got is broken hearts lead to past breakups. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
So let's talk about one last team, probably the most exciting and, to be honest with you, fascinating team.
I don't know why I love
that
this team this year.
has moved into the upper echelon
Yep.
of the NFL this year. The New York Giants.
I've hated the Giants my entire life, and then I saw that game against Packers this year, and I'm like, I love this team.
And I gotta say, multiple weeks now, we've got a diehard Cowboys fan on our right here that just cannot.
The only
stop.
team that can beat them is the Cowboys.
They
Let's go,
cannot-
baby.
Yeah, beat them.
Yeah,
we did beat them.
We actually beat them.
But
The
guys,
backup quarterback.
let's get some details here. So we're gonna start off with one question: is Daniel Jones a real deal, or is Dable just putting together a good offense?
I think
I
Daniel
like
Jones
the coach.
can be a quarterback in the league. I don't think he's going to be like Patrick fucking Mahomes, but I don't think he's going to be Baker fucking Mayfield. And I don't know what kind of range that is, but he's definitely in the middle somewhere.
No,
He's
it's
right above
I think it's Baker Mayfield. Yeah.
He's like
He's
right above
better
him.
than
Like
Baker.
he's Baker. No,
He's right.
he's Baker in Cleveland.
Okay, can we at least
Baker
say
Mayfield.
as a runner,
He's right
he's
above him.
really physically talented and he's actually pretty good.
Until he gets knocked out.
Yeah, or until
honestly,
Turf
if-
Monster
if-
grabs him.
if-
Remember last year had a wide open touchdown
and
trip
then
to the
that trip by
seven.
the trip at
The
by
Turf
the ghost.
Monster.
It was a ghost that same.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the same ghost as Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
yeah.
saw.
You ever
Yeah,
see those
yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wing commercials where the sprinkles come up? It was just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Only thing that would make this any better is overtime. They'll need a miracle to win this football game. Harris slot right, drops back. Hines takes the pass at the 30. With the seam! Wow! Can you believe it? One man to beat! We're headed to overtime! Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here. Field goal for the win!
He got hit by the Buffalo Wild Wings. I didn't realize that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Well,
Tom Brady getting
okay,
that.
okay, okay.
Right now.
To answer your question, I actually don't think it's Daniel Jones. I think it's the coach.
I think it's Saquon.
No, I mean
Okay,
Saquon. No,
I
agree
agree
there.
that
I
Saquon
agree.
is playing like an
Research.
MVP candidate.
Oh,
You
for
know,
sure.
I
Did
didn't
comeback player of the year if he wasn't hurt last year?
Wait, he was hurt last year.
Barely.
No, he was
played
still.
most-
Saquon? Did
He
he
played
play
most.
most
He
year?
played most, but it just wasn't good. Trust me.
No, Saquon came
I
out of
don't
freak injury.
think. I don't
last
think
year.
you have to be.
He did have an injury last
Do
year.
you
Played
have to
last
be
year.
injured to be comeback? I
That's
think
what
you.
they were asked.
I think you can just
Trust me,
be.
I saw
You
some
can
else
just
today.
be bad.
He
and
was
then
definitely
be
hurt last
good.
year either way. So.
Right.
A minuscule part. But he played most of it.
No, I thought last year was when he had his freak injury.
No, that was the year before.
No, he definitely had an injury.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know.
hurt for
I don't know, but I'm telling you, he's playing well. That Dable system works.
Oh, he's doing.
and it looks like Buffalo.
But-
but I got to tell you, what really shocks me is how they're down in that game to Jacksonville. In a game you think Vegas didn't like them, but they would have thought to themselves, we're better than Jacksonville. And they get themselves down and they come back, just like they came back against the Ravens, just like they came back against The Packers.
I think
This team has some fucking fight in them. Reminds me of the TCU Horned Frogs this year. Not going to touch much on the college football, but I do like me some TCU Horned Frogs this year. They got some comeback in them. Kansas State and Oklahoma State back-to-back weeks, 17-point comebacks.
Yep.
Love it, baby. Love it.
I think the Jags are a good team, and I think the Giants very easily could have lost this game. I think what's the most entertaining to me this year is the fact that the Giants are hanging in. This is a team that just knows resiliency. Just from some the games I've seen them win, they've been down at some point, and not even looking like there's much going on in the offense, and they find a way to turn around. I like it. I don't know. It's good football.
They got to fight like the Detroit Lions, but they're actually better.
They fight like the Detroit Lions, but they just don't falter at the end.
Yeah,
Can't
for
believe
sure.
the Detroit Lions only have one win. That's kind of
like
wild.
that.
They got no defense.
Push
Seven.
Gus Edwards taking over as lead back, by the way.
Oh yeah, that fucked me over last week. But of course, then touchdown Chase Drake this week.
Fantasy's the one.
Yeah, I was about to say Jamar Chase has got a hip issue, so he's looking to be out for 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, but-
that's going to be a rough call on the Bengals there. But I think that offense will continue to flourish. They got an easier part of their schedule coming up. We'll see. But Jamar Chase is a huge part of that. But all right, let's segue into our favorite segment, our only segment we do each week.
Let's reverse it this week. Let's do Homer or Helpful, but let's go in the direction of the Dolphins.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, so what, we can hit me with 3 questions from each of you on my answer?
I'm going to go first because I've been thinking about this a little bit. So, every week in which I have played the Dolphins defense, expecting to get the Dolphins defense caliber Dolphins defense, they have scored me 0 to -2 points on average. It has been a rough season. And I know they dealt with a little injury. Byron Jones hasn't seen most of the field this year, but as a Homer fan, because I already know this is going to be a Homer answer, how good is the Dolphins defense going forward to the rest of the season?
Hold on before you answer this. I think you should be wearing this.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yes, put it on.
Go ahead and answer that question right off the bat.
Respectfully, not homerish at all.
We got problems, injury problems, man, and I'll tell you, on top of that, the Dolphins defense, depending on the way that you structure your fantasy, is a bad fantasy play. They don't score a lot of touchdowns, and the turnovers they get are usually only about 2 or 3 a game. This is a bend don't break defense. So if you're
They've been breaking a lot.
but that's what I'm saying is, if it does break, it does break. But when it doesn't, you can go on a long run of good quality defense that doesn't turn into fantasy points.
What is this, like the 16 Cowboys?
It kind of is, and I'll explain that to you. I mean, so we've got really good back end safeties. We've got good rushers.
I'm hearing that a lot.
But what I'm saying is, we essentially run a cover 2 with blitz packages inside of it. And we all know about cover 2. If you ever played Madden, there's a lot of open spots. Until you get inside the red zone, there's nowhere to throw the ball. And that's the way we've operated. That's why we have given up the most field goals this year as a team. That's a stat. But we're not giving up touchdowns, and when we do give up touchdowns, it's usually deep inside the red zone. We got great. If you're in a league that gives money or gives points for tackles for loss, or gives points for 4th down stops, we're your man. If not, if it's all about turnovers and touchdowns, we don't get that done.
Or sacks.
Or sacks. We get pressures. We get pressures that lead to pass breakups. Xavier Howard doesn't have any picks or has 1 pick this year. I'd have to fact check that. But what I will say is we're guarding guys well, but with Nick Needham torn Achilles, and we got a torn ACL on Brandon Jones. It's
It confused me about Brandon Jones and Byron Jones.
Yeah.
I got one more. Yeah, when I saw Jones got hurt last week, I was like, Byron Jones. He wasn't even on the field.
Yeah. But what I will tell you is, to answer your question, no, it's not a good fantasy. I wouldn't add him
Are
fantasy.
they a good defense? I don't care about fantasy.
Good defense.
Defense.
Bend don't break defense. I bet by the end of the year we're talking top 15.
middle.
Middle.
Asterisk follow up, just one short little one off. Byron Jones coming back. Does that mean anything to you? I mean,
Huge.
Byron Jones is the only player I've ever wanted the Cowboys to draft, and they actually drafted that player.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
You got X. You got X on one side, and then you put Byron on the other. Right now, who's on the other? We don't know. We were trying to slot Nick Needham out there, who's really a nickel corner. We put him out there, tears his Achilles. Then we're trying to, okay, what do we do from now? Now Noah Mbagwe is out there. Noah Mbagwe has less presence on the football field when a ball's coming at him than my wife. When they throw a ball at my wife, she does this. So does Noah Mbagwe. Minus the one interception that he got at the end of the Steelers game last week. And let's all be honest, everyone on this podcast could have intercepted that. He threw it right to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking pathetic. It was fucking pathetic. Oh, and there we go. We got a backup tight end touchdown. And it looks like the Bucs are gonna blow it.
Who got the first Bucs touchdown? Anyone know?
Leonard Fournette.
Old fat baby. Old fat Fournette.
Yeah, him and Anthony have the same BMI.
And
All right. Anyway.
All right, so Anthony, we'll let you deem it homer or helpful on his comments.
Helpful. I mean, the fact that he said it's not good fantasy defense, but it's a good defense for the whole bend, don't break. I think that's fair advice. I was expecting more of a homer answer. Like, no, it's all the defense is up. It's about accurate to what I see with this team. Byron Jones coming back will be a huge addition. I definitely think so. He's not a great turnover kind of guy, but he's a great shutdown corner. I love Byron Jones.
All right, Aaron.
I love you, Aaron.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to go next. So my next question is, so the Miami Dolphins, like a lot of teams, like the New York Jets, the Cleveland Browns, Giants, they've sacrificed the last couple of years to, gain a lot of draft picks. And so, of course, you'd expect them to start to be on the uptrend because they get so many high first-round draft picks. I remember there was a year when Miami, they started trading away any type of talent that they had, and they had such massive holes of draft picks.
Three first-round draft
It was
picks.
crazy. I was like, how do they have so many nice draft picks accumulated? They got to be good eventually, right? And so now it's starting to get to the point where they're winning games. You start to see some of the talent that they've accumulated, and you're like, you know what? They're on that trend upwards. My question to you is, are they just now in the beginning stages to where they're nice, but they're not playoff contenders, they're not championship contenders, or do you really think, they have kind of, feels like to me at least a chance to be Super Bowl contenders? I'm not sure yet, but with Tua playing, they were one of the last undefeated teams. They have a really good record when they have all the players healthy. So my question to you, are they true contenders, or are they just kind of in that getting their stage where they might make playoffs but probably not winning any playoff games?
Okay. All right. I got this. So this one, I don't know where you're gonna field this answer, but yes, they're fucking contenders, and I'll tell you why they're contenders, because we have an example of this exact type of team making it all the way to the Super Bowl last year and coming up just a little short. You've got, so whether you like Joe Burrow or you like Tua, they were both highly touted in the same draft class. Tua has looked good in the games he's played. We can all agree on that. And maybe the problem was having a Brian Flores offense that really had nothing. It had nothing. Two offensive coordinators was its best piece, right? So in reality, we got a high-powered offense. Tyreek Hill. We got Jalen Waddle. If they can find a way to fucking use Mike Gesicki properly, put him in the slot. Hey, Mike McDaniel, put him in the slot. Put him in the slot. Put him in the slot.
Mike McDaniel does not watch this.
I don't give a shit if he does, but if he does, put Wilson on the bench, put Suffield on the bench, and you should run a 3 wide receiver set with Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki, and goddamn Jalen Waddle. That's your best 3 pass catchers right there. Chase Edmonds leads the league in drops.
Good job, Chase Edmonds.
Yeah,
second round.
I know, right?
Great fantasy team.
Dropped him.
And Mostert looking good.
Dropped him like he dropped his
I think
passes.
in general, you've got a team that looks great on offense. The defense The injuries are piling up, but they are playing well. They've got the bend don't break, middle of the road. So we've got a high-powered offense when Tua is in there, and they can play to that level. And you have a middle-of-the-road defense. They are contenders. They can sneak in there. They can should definitely make the playoffs. And once they make the playoffs, it's all about beating some of these better teams, which they already proved they can do. They beat the Bills. They beat the Bills. So I'm just saying, yes, this is a contender. And are we early? Maybe. But I'm not giving up on this team. Super Bowl bound, baby.
Homer helpful.
As much as it pains me to say, I have to say, helpful, because as much as I really don't believe in Miami, they did beat the Bills already, and the Bills are my top contending team in the AFC. And
that's their only loss.
And they got Tyreek Hill and Waddle, who I highly respect. I think they're both top tier receivers, and I think Tua's decent. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but they beat the Bills.
They can score with
The
everybody.
only reason I'm going to take a
defense is good
slightly
enough.
opposing opinion, I actually want to say Homer here, and the reason being is for two reasons.
Nobody
One,
else
fuck you. One, it's just the difficulties they dealt with on defense and the whole injury to Tua kind of setting back their offense a little bit, as well as, two, and this is the more important issue, if you look at what this team could be in a couple of years, I think to say what this team is, there now is a little bit presumptuous versus, I mean, there's a lot of young talent on this team. This team will be a lot better in a couple of years.
Well, you know who our first round draft pick is next year. You know who belongs to? The Eagles.
Win the Super Bowl, baby. Please make it 31 or 32.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
We have theirs, which doesn't look like it's going to be very good.
Hopefully, at least they're like next to each other.
Yeah, hopefully.
And for me, I'm gonna actually on this one I'm gonna have to say Homer as well. And the reason why here is if your team is completely healthy, then absolutely helpful there. I think they're strong
Aren't they
contenders.
five-
I think they can make
No,
it.
the Jets are 5-2.
But this is the same team. Y'all are talking about the Bills, but that was whenever they were healthy. We had some defensive keys there. This is the same team that just lost to Minnesota last week. Okay, and Minnesota's looking good, but I mean, what's going on? We're talking about a contender here.
If I remember how the frame of this works, is I ask a question, I say Homer helpful, and then you ask your question, you say Homer helpful.
Aaron wants a sport white today.
Alright,
so what's your
No,
question?
I just
yeah, your question.
well, it actually leads into my question. That's why I was it was a good transition until you ruined it. So thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. So if we do think they're contenders, if we think they're contenders, this is my question. All right.
They're contenders.
So you're thinking they're contenders. So we obviously see that y'all need some help in defense. Brandon Jones going down hurt y'all so much, and so what do you think Mike McDaniel should do with the trade deadline coming up? Should he make any moves to enhance that backfield defense?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh shit, man, that stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with what we've lost. So Brandon Jones, Nick Needham, huge losses, right?
Mhm.
Nickel corner and a high flight safety. So who's gonna slot in there? If Byron Jones ever comes back, he'll go back out to the outside. But right now it's Noah Mbagwe, which is just fucking terrible.
He
But there's no move needed to fix the outside because Byron Jones will be back at some point this season. Now slot corner, Cater could do. And here's a fun fact on this, guys: the second only player from the Ivory Coast that plays NFL football in the history of the NFL is Cater could do. So
You got a lot of facts, I like it.
so Cater Kadu is been looking real good. Undrafted free agent. One of Boyer's. He puts him in this category. He talks about Malcolm Butler, undrafted free agents. Boyer was from the New England group back when he was there, and he picked up Malcolm Butler, a couple others. He talks about these guys are Pro Bowlers, and he saw something in them, something deep inside that man that he's going to be good. And Cater Kadu's been hurt also, so that's tough as well. But if he can get back in there, get slot into the slot, I'm not worried about that. Safety concerns me a lot. Rowe back there is who our backup safety is, and he got benched for a reason.
No, for
He's
sure.
been looking old and slow. And the back end of our defense with Javon Holland and Brandon Jones has been not only the back end on interceptions and amazing back end coverage and blanket coverage, but the blitzes they brought in and sacked people in the past. You've got me worried. And I think what we need to do is Cater can move in there. Even Rowe can probably play in that nickel spot. Byron has to come back because Noah Mbagwe needs to go back to like soccer or something. This guy fucking sucks.
He should just run around the field with his hands.
Seriously, he's just horrible. You can look up the tape. Anyone look up the tape. It's all bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But what I will say is we gotta go find a safety. I don't know who's out there. Maybe Ed Reed wants to come out of retirement.
This ain't bad.
Trade deadline
Or anyone that's willing to trade. I don't know what. I'm trying to think of a bad team out there that's willing to trade. You know, Denver's in a tough place. Simmons is a great free safety. Slot him in there. I don't know what you got to give him. Maybe we can put a deal where Bradley Chubb comes too. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if that's everything we own for draft picks for the next 2 years. That will be like we'll take the Rams.
So, but you are saying so. You definitely
someone.
need something
If
back
we
there.
don't, and I think it's in the works. Greer is good at the trade deadline. He has been in the past. I think if he can find us a safety, we're good because that Brandon Jones news is
devastating.
Because the rest of it we can fill in. If we get healthy, we can fill in. But that Brandon Jones news, not liking it at all. So yes, we need someone in the secondary. If you want to go ahead and bring in a corner or something like that, we can rotate people around. We can make it work.
I like Denver.
But I like the Simmons.
If Denver loses this week,
I would say I've heard from sources that Denver is like one game out from like admitting their failure.
Just fire something.
What sucks is they lost Russ to the extension, so they are stuck.
And that is. I think that's a guaranteed money. So they're with they're sad.
Yep.
I mean, they're
He has the potential to come out of this, but God, this is a rough start for Russ.
I've never seen Russ play so bad.
Well, and I think if you really think Russ is going to come out of this, but you don't like what you have now, sell some of the pieces that are kind of closing on needing contract extensions. Get some draft picks and kind of start this all over with Russ. I mean,
you can't start.
I don't know. You can't start it, but if you want to give Simmons or Chubb away or somebody like that, I will take Simmons. I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah, but so we're gonna bring it back to the original question, but I do think that's absolutely helpful there. I mean,
you need someone.
You definitely need someone there, especially if you're a contender. I mean, we know the saying, defense wins championships. So if y'all can make a move there, I think y'all definitely will be a contender.
All this trade talk.
Jerry Jones, where you at, bro?
You guys got Hankins.
You got Hankins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jerry Jones, where you at, bro?
So would this lead us to our next topic?
Yeah. So let's move in. Let's move into the picks. So
let's finish it out with our
whatever
week.
So we're just gonna run through the picks real quick here. No big teams to hit on. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. So Tampa Bay and Baltimore already underway. Right now we're watching it 17-13.
It was 10-10 when I last said the Bucs were going to find a way to throw it. Baltimore scored, and then Tampa comes out. They get all the way in the red zone, and you look at Brady. There's no one home. He's just staring at Leonard Fournette like, please find a way to get open. Doesn't get open. He runs like 2 yards and gets lit up. This team is still in disarray. It's going to be 13-17. I'm still calling Ravens to pull this one out.
Yeah.
Have you not seen how many games Ravens have blown recently?
Yeah.
So are you ready? We'll just go money lines on it. So you got Ravens money line. Are you saying the Bucs come back and win it?
I think Bucs will win it.
This is the guy that fought for Tom Brady.
So I'll tell you what. I don't know what the fuck's going on about the with Vegas with this, but they turned the line from -2 for the Ravens all the way to -2 for the Bucs, and the Sharps love the Bucs. So somehow the Bucs would come back and win this. And the fact that it is set up for them to win 20-17 now covers the new line that the Sharps have picked. These goddamn time travelers.
Time travelers.
Give it to me. Give me the Bucs.
I'm taking the Bucs too. Hands down. All right, next pick.
All right, next one. All right, the early morning game in London, which I will be in this time zone. Headed to Spain on a 14-day cruise. What up, bitches? Won't be back for the next two versions of this, but they're going to replace me with someone less interesting. So, all right. All right,
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good. But we got Jacksonville. They're technically home, but it's in London. So Jacksonville -2.5 over Denver. We just talked about how dead Denver was.
I was going to say, Jacksonville, that is a home game. I don't know if you know this, but the London
Oh, yeah,
Bears,
they
like, their
love
number
that.
one team in London
They love them.
is
They love the
Jacksonville.
Jags.
And this is like from Blake Bortles' era when they were kind of
Love
garbage.
Blake Bortles.
It's
They
true.
always loved the Jags.
They were the first team to ever go over there. That's true.
yeah.
That's
This is
true.
about as home as it gets, and
Well, I
honestly,
think it's because they're so bad at scoring touchdowns. They saw a lot of field goals.
Well,
They're
yeah.
excited. The
Goal!
Oh, yeah, they kicked
they're
it.
kicking the field goal.
Because they always do the worst teams out there. Jacksonville's been there year after year.
Year after year, yeah.
So.
Okay, so you got
I definitely
Minus
take
2.5.
Jags on this.
Okay.
I think I
Jacksonville.
We're used to it.
Look, I am getting so tired
They like
of
to play early games.
picking the Broncos and being wrong, but that's no reason to change your opinions on how things
One
are.
time
Go
the
Broncos.
Broncos, right?
Cover the 2.5. I think
Damn.
this team is trash, but I want to believe that Jacksonville is more trash.
Jacksonville's decent.
I'm actually going to agree with Alex here. I'm going Denver on this game.
That didn't
And
work
then-
out for us last week.
No, I didn't.
You and Denver.
But the reason why I'm saying this
Denver picks
is
right
because
here.
Russell Wilson needs to do something.
He's
Oh, yeah.
gotta get out of
We
the
got
phone.
believers in Russell Wilson right here, guys.
So this guy grew up in Colorado, and this guy right here, he drafted Russell Wilson.
This guy's
Keep
still
that in mind.
And this guy over here slept in 2.5 hours over a podcast.
I did sleep.
So,
Hey,
yeah,
that's what's up. Get his bitch ass.
Yeah.
Wow,
All
it's
right.
gonna be so loud on the mic.
that is going to be rude. All right, next pick.
All right, next one. Carolina and Atlanta. Wow, does anyone even care? Fuck it. Atlanta -4. Give me Atlanta. Give me Atlanta because I don't know why Carolina won last week, but Atlanta's been looking okay, and Marcus Mariota is dating Giselle. So
Yeah, you already know.
Christian McCaffrey is the problem. Give me Carolina, man. This team looked like they actually wanted to fucking do something against. I don't care what you say about the Bucs offense. Bucs defense is pretty stout. They did some work.
I'm taking Atlanta because they're one of the best rush defenses in the league.
Oh, I'm
is
done.
that really a true?
Yeah.
I'm taking Atlanta, and back on the Gazelle comment. Did y'all see that Antonio Brown came out with the T-shirts?
Oh my god!
He came out with T-shirts,
It's
and it's literally him hugging Gazelle after they won the Super Bowl. And he literally
said Giselle.
Oh, Giselle, yes, Giselle.
Gazelle.
Gazelle. Literally hugging her after the Super Bowl, and he made T-shirts and he sold them. It's hilarious.
Wait, he didn't Photoshop his. I thought you swore it was a picture. He
He's a
photoshopped his
piece of
face.
shit.
It's him hugging.
Oh,
It's him.
shit.
It's literally
Brady's
amazing.
pissed.
It's awesome.
This is why Brady's
Yep.
losing.
Insert picture of the T-shirt right now. Okay.
What's wrong with Tampa Bay? Antonio Brown.
Wait, so who was your pick? I don't even remember now.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to go off
yeah,
topic
yeah,
there for a second.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Next pick.
Okay, all right. So Miami at Detroit. Miami favored by 3.5. This has moved a few times, but it's back up above 3 where it opened.
I'm the last.
Miami's gonna shred Detroit defense like Cowboys should. Waddle is gonna go crazy.
If you have anyone on Miami's offense in fantasy, play them all. This may be a high-scoring game. I will say the defense could struggle, injury-wise, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean 3.5. Yeah, give me. I'll still take Miami 3.5. You got Miami 3.5.
I would hope you take Miami. You said they're contenders.
They
fucking beat Detroit.
Well, that's how we win.
You guys
One
think
win.
about it.
No, I have to think. I have to
Miami.
think about it at 3.5 because I'm wondering
I'll
is this
take
going to be a
Miami
high-scoring
faster
game
than
that might be a backdoor cover for Lions, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Give me 3.5.
Miami, 2 over 400 passing yards. I'm gonna say it again this week.
Okay, well, do we have to talk about? Yeah, we fucked that up.
Yeah, we did.
Our
We
bad.
did.
Do we get to take a shot?
Uh,
Let's go take a shot.
Hey.
And while they take a shot, I'll
Well,
go-
no. We should all take a shot for
Because
choosing
we
New
hold
England.
each other accountable on this podcast.
We chose New England, and you chose fucking Chicago. What was up with
Yeah,
that?
take another shot for that too.
No. You take a shot for
choosing Chicago.
Oh man, New England's a whole different ballgame. But I'll go ahead and throw out my pick while you guys are loading this up.
You should take a shot too because you.
I'll take a shot. You take a shot. I'll put it as far as that. All right, let's do it.
Oh, that is terrible. Thank
Yeah,
God we
okay.
didn't take it.
Yeah, this is number 3 for me. Anyways, bonus of 2, so me and Aaron go nice. My pick, I'll put it like this. I had to think about this for a second, that's why I wanted to go last, because Detroit, I feel like, is due for a win here
I
soon.
respect you more because of offer shot.
I feel like Detroit is due for a win here soon, just based off the caliber of what their offense has potential for, but I don't think it's this week. I think Miami is just too rounded
Is that-
out.
A cover 4?
Is that the
Cover 4 on the Miami
Take
Dolphins.
this. The
Well
Miami
done.
Dolphins.
Miami.
The Vikings
All right.
come back, guys.
It tastes like blackout.
That tastes like
All right.
black eyed peas.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
so
lucky.
We gotta get some better. If we're gonna take more shots, we gotta get better whiskey or something.
Something.
That's gross.
I don't know.
All right,
Literally
so,
anything but vodka, please.
yeah. Okay, so so we're done. We're done with that one. What's the next one on the list?
Just
Next
a real
one
quick
on the list.
game break. I'd like to let y'all know that Luka had a 41-point triple-double over the Nets in overtime.
First of all,
They win
because
it.
we covered
Did
two
they win?
scores at least.
Did they win?
They did win.
How many
I see
points? Wait, the better question is
41,
how many points did
14
Ben
assists,
Simmons have?
11 rebounds. Ben Simmons had -4 points.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna argue
17.
that.
I just want to reference this. Earlier, I saw that he was watching the game like right here at Cross Level. So if you see me in the podcast, like, ooh, it's not because of anything other than the mask.
Oh, you saw what you saw.
You saw.
The Mavs are looking good. I saw what I
They're
said.
looking good.
I'm starting to think this group maybe makes a better podcast when we drink more.
Definitely.
Look real good.
All right, so next we're going to talk about Arizona and Minnesota.
Ooh.
We are whoa, we are in Minnesota, but interesting line here, 3.5. Tough betting line Vegas wise.
I'm leading this. I'm taking Arizona. And I know Minnesota looked. They're both coming off of big wins, by the way. They're both coming off of big wins. Minnesota just beat Miami, and Arizona just beat New Orleans. Big shootout there. That was a high-scoring game. I think over 70 points in that game.
And D-Hop 10 for 103.
D-Hop looking good. I think Arizona.
You did energize. You said it last week.
Arizona
Energize
comes
the
out.
offense.
They win this game against Minnesota. It's gonna be a high-scoring
Wait, you
game.
want the money line?
I'm taking money line.
He's got the money line.
I'm taking money line. Arizona wins this
All right,
game.
what you got?
So this is a tough one for me because it's tough. I like D-Hop coming back. I do feel the energy he brings to this team. I definitely saw that he immediately fell back into the role of like top guy for.
So you believe in Kirk Cousins?
No, I believe in Dalvin Cook. I believe in Dalvin Cook running off the field, throwing that football out in the stands, and then immediately taking an online course because he knows that he's going to pay a huge penalty if he doesn't. I don't know what the fuck the online course is about, but he saved his ass a lot of money.
I heard about that.
He took some course that saved him a lot of money from throwing. from throwing the football out of the end zone.
There's something you can. It's like a new rule. Like you learn how to be a better celebrator, and you don't have to.
Yeah, he took an online course to save himself a lot of money. I look at this team. I see Justin Jefferson. I see Dalvin Cook. I think they should win this game.
But minus 3.5.
It's too close for me to say anything.
Do you want the money line for Minnesota?
No.
You want what do you don't want anything?
I think this game could be literally as close as a point. I don't want to bet on this game at all.
But you have to take a side. If you want the money
I think
line,
Minnesota wins the game.
Okay, you get money line for Minnesota. Done.
3 points.
Done.
No, money line. You get the money line. I mean, they just have to win.
Yeah.
All right, deal. Money line for Arizona. What do you got?
I definitely have Arizona. I'll tell you what.
You want the spread or the money
There
line?
is a slight chance that this game gets bumped to the Sunday night game. If it does.
I haven't seen any games get bumped. What's the night game? Do we know?
Well, you can't bump anything until week 8.
What's the night game?
Green Bay Buffalo. Okay, so
It's being bumped.
You got Arizona. You got money line, or you got
Spread Arizona.
You got money line.
Yeah, they're taking Arizona's catching up. They're like starting to get the offense together. I mean, they're starting to come to fruition. They're getting better and better each week. I feel.
All right.
I got Arizona. I mean, Minnesota's only a matter of time.
Do you want the spread or do you want the money line?
I don't even know what that
3.5.
The money line
Are
is
you
straight
want
up.
3.5.
No,
or just win the
they
game?
can lose by 3 and you still win if you take the spread. If you take the money line, they gotta win.
Arizona's gonna win.
All right.
Money line. Bam.
All right. So they all have really good points. Give me the spread just in case. So
Okay.
3.5 on Arizona.
So you got Arizona for the
Three
spread.
and a
Okay.
half.
Okay.
Okay,
Next
this
pick.
one really interesting. New England versus the Jets. Jets are at home, but yet they are giving 2.5.
Mac
I'm
Jones
gonna-
starting.
Mac Jones is starting. I'm going to start this one off. I know how the NFL works. I know how betting works. I know how everything works in the sphere of sports as far as the lines are made.
What was
New
the point you made
England-
last time? And then like something like CMC got traded.
Yeah, I said they know something about San Francisco. That's why the line's so close.
Chiefs still won the game.
But I picked the Chiefs.
And didn't the
Because
Chiefs?
I said
still
I
win
don't.
the game?
I said on the podcast I don't even care what happens. I'm still taking
Yeah,
the Chiefs. But apparently, right after that, they traded.
Yeah.
So in this case, I don't know what the problem is here. I don't know why New England is favored, but New England.
Jets, Jets.
All right, you got the sauce.
I love Bailey Zappi. I do. And honestly,
He's not playing.
I know. I love Bailey Zappi. I do. And so last week when I saw that Mac Jones got benched for Zappi, I was like, it's time. And I did see that Jacoby Myers touchdown shortly after. But
It wasn't time.
It just doesn't feel like, especially in the second half of that game, it just doesn't feel like there's much juice in this offense right now. There's a lot of confusion.
No, for sure.
I'm going to go with the Jets. The Jets are reeling right now. I know they just lost Breece Hall, but I think James Robinson does supplement.
I'm taking New England in this one, heartbeat. I mean, the Jets rely on the run too much. New England has a great run defense.
That must be what Vegas knows.
Yeah.
I got the Jets. I mean, yeah, they lost their starting up tackle,
Cover two
running
points.
back, but they got a lot of good things going for them. And New England is struggling to find their identity right now. And Jets kind of know their identity. And
Jets
they lost their starting running back, but they're still gonna have a good running back.
Whose touchdown was that?
Duvernay. Who's
All
on my
right,
DraftKings, by the way?
Game break here. Duvernay touchdown. Was it a run or was it a pass?
It was a run.
Run around the edge. So 24-13. So the Bucs pickers here are not looking good.
I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be out for a couple weeks, by the way.
He's been out for a while, and he's going to be out.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I think he's been out for a couple more weeks, by the way.
Well, it doesn't matter. Gus Edwards is.
Kenny Drake and All right, next pick.
All right, so we got everybody. We got everybody, right?
We're split, yeah.
We're split. All right. So next one, this is actually a pick 'em. So no spread. New Orleans and Las Vegas. They are at New Orleans. I am going to go off with a very interesting bold pick here. I believe by the end of this game, Taysom Hill will be the starting quarterback, and I would like the New Orleans Saints.
I would like to take the Vegas Raiders.
Against the Saints defense, the way they were playing this year?
The Saints defense is not even playing that good.
No.
So I'm not
You got Saints?
I got Saints, but I still believe in Andy Dalton taking over the scene for temporary until James gets back. I think Taysom Hill.
Oh no, Jameis is back. They're going with Andy.
They're going with Jameis is back. They're going with Andy.
Did you let Andy back last week?
Look at how Jameis.
That's how bad it is over there.
Look at how Andy played last week. Andy Dalton, 28 fantasy points last week.
Hill
Good quarterback.
will finish this game at
And they will lose.
He'll be a role
New Orleans just gave up 42 points to Arizona last
They
week.
should not have the record they have.
I'm taking Vegas this week. I mean, you got Devontae Adams. You got Josh Jacobs. It's Vegas. It's Vegas.
Oh yeah, losers football. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Good job.
Okay, we'll talk about that on the next podcast.
Yeah, next podcast. When y'all are taking the shots for losing.
Okay, all right. So next one, this one.
Yeah,
All right,
right now.
next one. This one's great, and I'm gonna start it off because everyone's gonna hate this, but Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. It is a 10.5 point spread favor for Philadelphia. I would like the Pittsburgh money line, please.
Ooh.
No question.
The first loss for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Correct. I would like to explain when I get back in 3 weeks from Spain.
Okay, this guy's gonna take a month off because he's afraid to talk about this one. Give me the Eagles. I hate the Eagles, but the Steelers managed to get that win over Tampa. That was huge. Good for them. Philly's a different kind of animal. They're not gonna be Philly.
Let's just say that their quarterback might pick it apart this defense.
Pick it apart.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be easy pickings for the Eagles.
Well, Pickens is a very good receiver for.
Pickett to Pickens is a good combo. I have respect for what's going down here in the Steelers.
You know what? What would you? You know what? Maybe the money line's a ridiculous call. That's what I would like. I could have taken the spread. I don't want the spread. Would you like the spread, or would you like?
I would take the money line to be safe based off how the Steelers have played and how good their defense is. But I still think the Eagles win this game in every situation you run.
So you don't want to take the spread
because it's 10, right?
10.5.
Yeah, I'll take just to be safe. I'll take the money line.
Sounds good.
I'll take the Eagles cover.
Cover spread.
Yep,
it's fair.
I'm taking.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this to a top lockdown cornerbacks in the league. So yeah.
And they just got what's his fucking Robert Quinn, dude. Yeah.
The NFL's a weird place.
I like how Pittsburgh battles.
And that's why I took the money.
I'm gonna have to cover spread this time.
I'm gonna say Pittsburgh to cover the spread. I'm not gonna say money line on this.
But I appreciate you coming on.
I'm taking Pittsburgh to cover the spread. 10.5 is a big
They
spread.
just love being wrong, don't they?
I mean,
That's why it's
We'll
not
see.
like
We'll
0-7
see.
These guys have a win.
All right.
Next
Anyways,
topic. All right, let's
next
go.
topic. So, guys, we got Chicago against Dallas. They are in Dallas. It is a 9.5 point spread. It swelled it has swelled from 7, which is where it opened after the big win for Chicago. So people really like. It looks like the Sharps and Vegas really likes Dallas here. I have to agree with them. I will take the spread. I think Dallas is gonna put it to the Chicago Bears here because honestly, that win kind of a fluke, and honestly, you guys' defensive line is not gonna let Justin Fields do what he just did.
Ezekiel Elliott likely to miss. It looks like it's gonna be Tony Pollard. I think that'll actually. But I think that'll still work out well. If you look at the Bears defense, you expect a lot more out of them. You look at the statistics; they're actually pretty susceptible to the run. I think this is a Tony Pollard week. I think you look at our defense, and I think Justin Fields has himself a rough outing. I think it's Cowboys easy in this one for me.
So you're taking the 9.5?
Yeah, I'll take 9.5.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Cowboys too. They've been prone to let me down in the past, but yeah, I mean, doesn't feel. You just can't throw the ball well enough, and I mean, they don't have a good enough running attack to really attack our weaknesses. I definitely see Cowboys handling.
Just notice there's a pause right there.
So we got Cowboy win here.
Cowboys,
And that is 1, 2, 3. Get the hell out of here. Dallas are gonna win. I'm taking the spread.
Cowboys gonna dominate.
Cowboys are gonna dominate. There's no question about it. No chance. Bench David Montgomery. Please do that.
Oh, God, give me some Khalil Herbert, baby.
No,
averaging
bench everything.
7.5 a week.
I actually can't disagree with that. With the way the Cowboys' run defense is and the way that David Montgomery versus Khalil Herbert's been working out, I think Khalil Herbert's done a bad play. Especially if you're in daily lineups and he's cheap.
Did you just forget that new addition we just added? I mean,
if daily lineups and he's cheap, daily lineups and he's cheap, Khalil Herbert. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, all right. Here's where we go on this next one, and I will tell you on this one, I don't get it 100%, but this is one where I cannot go with Vegas. So it is Tennessee versus Houston at Houston.
They have Houston to win, don't they?
No, Tennessee is the favorite, but only by 2.5. I don't get it, guys. I don't understand this David Mills. I don't understand Texans. I think there's just some confusion here. I think Vegas is trying to set a line that people will bet on, and maybe they're trying to sucker Tennessee, but maybe people are that down on Tennessee that they're not ready to bet on, so they're getting away with this one. Give me Tennessee 2.5. Love that bet line. This feels a lot like the KC 49ers last week. It just, something's not right, but even though it's not right, I'm still going to go with the team I know is going to win this one. So, Tennessee for me.
Brady almost.
I mean, you already said it there. Tennessee, all the
Yeah.
way. That's it. Tennessee.
I like what the Texans are trying to do this year, but I'm still going to take Derrick Henry over that just putrid run defense this year. Give me Tennessee. Cut super spread. Yeah, give me Tennessee.
Aaron?
Tennessee has been very disappointed. I mean, they're 4-2, so it's still good, but something about Texans at home.
That's fair.
At home?
It's a home game for the Texans. That's fair.
I'm going to take Texans.
Interesting. Okay.
I felt like we were going to have a
really
couple more.
don't trust Tannehill or anybody on that Tennessee offense.
Tennessee definitely is looking significantly weaker this year than what they were
They
supposed to.
are, but still 4-2. Vrabel gets it done. You don't like them, but they get it done.
It's
I mean, it's
crazy
basically
to
the
me.
Bucs, right?
I've never seen a 4-2 team like this. That I'm
Well,
like,
maybe. They got to score here. We're going to take one quick pause here on the podcast, see if Brady can score on third down. Pump fakes.
Oh, if he runs, he's
Finds it. Wow.
Who is that?
Is that Brady?
It's Brady.
And there's a flag.
Oh,
Please keep that. Please keep that. I need that.
Oh my God.
you need that Leonard Fournette TD. Come on, take it back.
Nope, holding, coming back. All right, we're going to get back to the
Good job,
podcast.
Tom Brady.
Okay, so
this is my Chicago pick this week. I'm going to pick Houston to beat Tennessee.
Chicago.
That's Chicago picks.
I'll give for that pick, by the way.
God, we were such assholes to him, and then they won.
I
We
know.
were ripping on him for the spread. Oh God.
How did that happen?
How did the Bucs lose to the Panthers?
Okay, so just one little.
This
side
is
note.
why the survivor pool is over
We all
because
have-
all of us lost.
Yeah.
We all lost in that
Two
pick.
things. I have two things. This is unpodcast related for the first one. How does that work when all 4 teams lost that were remaining on the last final?
No,
one
person
person
won.
picked the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Dawson told me that everybody lost, so I was like, oh shit.
I mean, everyone we knew lost.
It all felt like a loss.
Second follow up is I'm pretty sure that the Bears won that game because
First
fucking
game of the season.
I don't know why, but New England just did not expect Justin Fields to run. That was weird.
Also, whenever there's
Oh, yeah,
moments
a
of
lot
rain
of-
or fog, the Bears play great.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fog.
Like-
Yeah, it
KC
was.
is-
I forgot.
All right, so next one. So, guys, we're going to move into Washington and Indianapolis. Now, keep in mind before you make this pick, Matt Ryan has been benched.
And Taylor Heineke is starting.
And Taylor Heineke is starting. So you've got the Taylor Heinekes fighting against the Jason
Sam
Easons? Is that, do I have that right? Is it Eason?
Oh, Brady looks pissed.
Is it Eason that's going to start for them?
No.
Sam Ellinger.
Oh,
No. It's I don't even think. I think both of you were wrong. It's
it
like
cannot be Sam Ellinger.
It's Sam Ellinger.
You're telling me the
Ellinger,
worst
yeah, I think so,
quarterback to ever make it through the UT system, they put
The
him
wor-
instead.
Okay.
He Matt
UT
Ryan-
back. Texas is back, baby.
Bro,
they
okay.
put him
This
in
ain't no
over
cool
Matt
McCoy,
Ryan.
right?
Choice.
He's not the worst.
You know what? For the love of God, I don't even care. This couldn't be trashier in the world, but give me Taylor Heineke. I love the guy, and he needs to get himself some
blue and white
whites. He
cleats.
needs to get some blue and
we
white.
gotta get some blue and
Get
white.
some blue and white. So
Blue
give me
and
Taylor Heineke. I will take the +3 just in case.
Washington money line.
Love. And you know what? Fucking switch.
Washington money line.
Washington money line.
I'll bet N. NFC Beast, baby. I'll take Washington money line.
Ooh. Can we get a cover 4 on the Washington money? Let's go! All right, let's go.
All I will say is the type of run that he had.
As I bet on the Washington Commanders.
But Washington's gonna win.
Okay. All
I
right,
love this guy.
we're gonna move past that, but at the end of the day, yes.
Okay,
Okay, now we're gonna start off with Anthony's opinion on this next game here because what's up with the G-Men? Great, right? Great, love the G-Men.
Yeah.
Well then, but do we love the G-No? Man,
Ooh.
we got the Giants versus the Seahawks at home, and we've got what we like to call the Vegas special. Okay.
Giants at home.
Do you know what a Vegas special is? I'm gonna explain it real quick for the viewers at home. A Vegas special means that a home game gives you a 3-point advantage. The Seattle Seahawks are at home and they are favored by 3, which means Vegas believes these teams are dead fucking even, and that Seahawks are at home, therefore -3.
I can understand why I was fielding this one first. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't look at any of the game picks coming in these podcasts. I try and be as upfront, honest as my actual opinions are coming into these. And this is a fucking tough one. I love myself some Geno Smith, but I will say this is a tough one. DK Metcalf just got ruled out, and not just got ruled, but he got ruled out last week, and it's hard to know what this team is going to shape up to be. They still got Tyler Lockett, Marquise Goodwin showed up a little bit. You have, freaking Kenneth Walker, who's been looking like a dominant back.
God, I wish I had him on a fantasy team when Penny.
I don't know what it is. I hate saying this out loud, but give me that G-Man. I don't know. It's something about the weak
You just
defense
have
for
this
Seattle.
insane boner for them this year. You just can't.
No, they will lose to the Cowboys, and they probably will get knocked out of the playoffs by the Cowboys. But give me the G-Man for this game. I love Geno. I think Geno is one of the most spectacular quarterbacks. In fact, I'm going to call money line because I'm so afraid to bet on any kind of spread on this game.
Giants
If there
come
was
back to life. Seahawks win.
Yeah, Seahawks and I'll take the spread. No problem. Easy. I think his love affair is over, and I still don't get why the Giants are.
It's the run defense versus Saquon.
They're not as good as you think they are.
Saquon's a beast.
They suck.
Saquon is a beast.
Yeah, but
Fuck
the
the
starting
Giants.
quarterback is trash.
All right.
Yeah.
We
They
got
have no receivers. None, zero.
They literally just lost
They don't have any receivers.
Gentlemen.
The defense is okay.
Gentlemen.
I'm taking the Giants in this one.
Oh, for the love of God.
And-
You should let them keep fighting.
And the reason why
Leave them hanging.
Yeah, do that
The-
on
the-
life.
the reason why is
I
because
can hear
Seattle's
this.
run defense is so terrible and Saquon is cooking it up. He's the number 1 rusher in the league right now. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Did
Number two.
Austin
Number
Eckler do
two.
well?
Austin Eckler is
last week?
significantly better. Number 2.
Did Austin Eckler do well last week?
You know what's crazy? Is Saquon has such a gap from every other running back, and then you look at Austin Eckler, and he's got like 40 more fantasy points. Like, it's insane.
Oh, God.
I didn't realize how good Austin Eckler's doing.
Oh, my God. Fuck you, Kenyon Drake.
Oh my god.
He said that
Where
because
were
Kenyon
you
Drake
last
broke a
week?
huge one.
Zach, that.
24-16, Ravens driving, looking like it's a...
Yeah, it looks like the Ravens are going to get this one done. All right, so San Francisco, L.A.
Alright.
They are in L.A., but San Francisco's got the 1.5-point nod from Vegas.
Is this the week Van Jefferson comes back?
Yes, Van Jefferson will be back this week. I didn't see that report.
I'm taking the Niners.
Niners.
Yeah,
For some reason, the only time the Rams have ever beaten the Niners was in the playoffs right before they went to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners.
But Niners sometimes have their number.
Niners, they're all our team.
Niners for sure.
I feel like they.
Niners all the way. Niners all the way.
I don't know why I have to think about this. The Rams have been playing very dismal. I think the addition to CMC helps the Niners, but it's something about this team that scares me a little bit. I'm still going to call the Niners to win this game. I just don't feel
We got a cover 4, a reluctant cover 4,
reluctantly.
a 3, a cover 3.5.
Cover 3.75.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go last on this one, but we got Green Bay versus Buffalo.
I'll take some
In
first.
Buffalo, it
Are you
is
kidding me?
minus.
Are you kidding me?
It
This
is.
isn't a question.
It is minus 10.5 though
I'll take the spread.
for Buffalo.
Yeah, for Buffalo. I'm putting it like this. I said this about Tom Brady, and I said this about Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sticking true to my word. I will not pick them to win any game for the rest of the season after losing to fucking Carolina and the Commanders. I think that the Buffalo Bills come out and shit on this team.
Here.
I'll take Buffalo to win again. I won't take them for the spread because
It's a lot of fun. It's fair.
So Buffalo money line. Buffalo spread. We got.
Buffalo spread. No Allen Lazard. I mean, no
Bills
question
defense
about
is
it.
great.
Buffalo is going to stomp Green Bay. Just stomp.
Don't do it.
I hate to say it, guys.
don't do it.
I hate to say it, but
You're not.
we live in a shocking world, and we live in a turnaround world, in a world where at times Vegas tries to trick us. Give me the Green Bay money line.
I promise you guys, next week, whoever we replace them with, will have a better opinion.
And when Pittsburgh and Green Bay both win next week, I expect my counterparts here to at least mention how amazing those picks were, or to at least tell me how foolish and dumbass I was.
I'll bring a bag of dog shit for your picks.
That is fine.
You smell it.
I'll tell you
Why
what.
not?
I won't be here, but I expect all three of them to take a shot at both Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers.
I want to see you lick white dog shit.
Well,
We'll save it for when you get back.
3 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now, we'll have
It's
a
going to be a good
We'll talk
podcast.
about
That'd be
it.
fun.
But I'm telling you, Green Bay has got this. All right, last game. It's a Monday night game. We do kind of stick with the theme of crappy Monday night games, but the spread has been given it a little respect. No Jamar Chase. Jacoby Brissett's still at the helm, and it is in Cleveland, which we all know Cleveland plays poorly at home.
Yep.
But it is -3 for the Cincinnati Bengals. I will kick this one off. This just seems like a division game where, with Jamar Chase going out, the Bengals probably a little lost. Go ahead and give me the Browns, and I will just take the spread just in case it's close. But give me the Browns. I think they are going to win this game.
Browns.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bengals. Even without Jamar Chase, like the Browns are the Browns, and they'll always do Brown stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
that's fair.
Nick Chubb,
He's always
the
on the
second
way.
best running back in fantasy football right now. Or third best, I think.
Or he's the top rusher, I believe, when it comes to actual physical rushing.
No, I think it's Saquon still.
It's Saquon still, but I will say Nick Chubb. It's very fascinating. Every time they put in Kareem Hunt, it seems like it's negative yards, and I know that because Kareem Hunt is on my.
I think he'll hurt. Kareem Hunt rumored to be traded, by the way. I don't know if you heard that.
Well, yeah.
Hey, the Dolphins will take him. I'm raising my hand right now. We will take him. He's enough years removed from the abuse of women. I think it's okay now.
It's not. Something about this game feels like it's a Cleveland game for me. I don't think it's a home game, but
I don't agree with it.
Canceled. Whole YouTube podcast canceled after 4 episodes.
Fined by the association of us.
Guys, I meant like the world accepts it. I never accept the abuse of women. Apologize, PSA. The more you know.
This guy beats his wife this weekend. Anyways,
we're getting canceled, guys.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm totally joking. We'll edit it.
How about we just cut all the way back to before I started that? No, we're just gonna cut all the way back to before I started that.
We're cover 4 sports, and we only have 4 episodes.
Oh man.
We covered 4 episodes.
Cover 4 episodes.
God, I feel like Kanye West.
No, but you're getting canceled. You're dropped.
Yay is done. We've done everything we can.
Oh God, Adidas just texted me and told me that I lost my shoe deal.
Where do we stop at?
I think I'll take Cleveland in this one, though. I really do. I think this is still a comparable team, and I don't know. I just feel some disarray without Jamar Chase.
I appreciate it.
And I will finish out by saying Cincinnati's going to win this one, even without Jamar Chase. They have a great run defense. They're going to shut out Nick Chubb.
Forgetting LeBron Stevens.
Cincinnati's going to win this game. I will take the spread actually on this one because I think they're going to win by a touchdown at least. But yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cover 4 Sports. We got controversial tonight. We got drunk tonight. Anthony was late.
Yeah, but like 3 shots, baby.
Yeah, well, hey, 3 shots he had to take, but what I will say
just so
the viewers know, like, I'm like 2, almost 3 hours late. I mean, I fell asleep at like 4. I woke up at like 8. We were supposed to start at like 6.
This was supposed to be done before the start of the game. We are now at the 2-minute warning in the 4th quarter, so we didn't even get close. But what I will say, guys, is it was good talking tonight, and unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever way anyone wants to look at it, will not be a part of the podcast for the next 2 weeks. Heading out to a Spain vacation.
He's getting suspended for a couple weeks.
Yeah, for his comments. I'm getting.
This guy picked the Steelers to win, but he's bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna try out some other
Too many notes from Mike Evans.
Yeah, too many notes.
Hey guys, can we do the outro like slow motion?
Ride with your bitch in a top down, fuck with the beat, no sauce.